What's up, guys? It's your boys Wokey back with another of the Chris Watts videos. Now, you guys have been sending me this channel's video. It was from 4 years ago, but not a lot of people have seen this video, including myself. This is the Mistress, obviously, Nichol Kessinger, calls and texts between friends, which I'm definitely very intrigued because she was talking between friends, Chris Watts, Jim, Charlotte, and a tons more. And apparently this leads us to show that Nichol Kessinger not only was an accomplice, but was kind of like the right-hand man of Chris Watts's and her meddling in this whole idea to murder the entire family. So planning this murder. So with that being said, what I'd like you guys to do is subscribe to the YouTube channel by hitting that white bar icon down the bottom right. Hit that bell icon next to it so when I do post videos like this one, you guys will get that little ring notification that Wokey myself has posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you guys so very much for that continued love and support that you guys show on this channel every single day. I can't thank you guys enough. Keep doing what you guys are doing, and we'll continue to keep growing together. Speaking of support, also check out the link in the description for Midnight Mysteryologist. That's a tongue twister. Check out the link in the description, watch their old stuff, watch their new stuff. I don't believe that they have been posting any videos at the moment. Nope, unfortunately, the last video that they posted was a year ago, so hopefully everything is all right. But definitely go watch their old stuff. I'll be definitely watching stuff from their channel as well and promoting them for their work and so forth. But without further ado, and with that being said, let's get into this video of the Watts family plus one. I'm guessing Nichol Kessinger, the Mistress calls between friends timeline. Take a look.
I think I already asked you and we discussed this once, but July 4th was the first time you went to his house, and then I think you said like the following Monday or Sunday was the second and final time you'd been to his home?
She was there a lot more, and I do apologize for pausing in between, but you guys don't want me talking while these are going on, so again, that's why I'm stopping. But that woman states that she was there twice. First of all, the phone pinged that morning of her phone in Frederick, Colorado. Still, they have not asked her for her alibi, nor does she have one. So with the 2 times that she was there, I highly doubt that.
It was a Saturday, and I'll have to look it up. It was either hold on, let me pull out a calendar.
She talks to like friends.
That's July. So the 4th.
Kessinger and Watts visited the Shelby Mustang Museum and then stopped by Chris's house where he claimed he had talked her off a ledge because she got pissed off about what she had seen inside the home. Pictures, shenanigans, items, and so forth like that, because she knew that she was the secondary woman or the plus one in this whole story. She was never going to be the main squeeze. When she saw pictures of Shanann and the girls upstairs in the Watts home.
And then that weekend, I think, and I will double check this, but I'm pretty sure, I know for a fact I was at his house on July 4th, and I think the second time I went to his house was Saturday the 14th.
Okay, and those are, if I remember right, you only had been there 2 times, right?
Yeah, like I didn't want to go back after that.
And of course, Shanann made 4 unanswered calls, which he had never answered because he was with douchebag McGee, NK. So that's why that's there.
That second time that I was there, it was like, I don't want to be at this house. Like, if you want to hang out, come to my house. So yeah, so the 14th was the last time I was there.
Okay.
And that weekend, on Saturday the 14th, that's the day that I went to his house, we went up to Boulder, and we went to the Shelby Mustang Museum. So that was July 14th.
Okay.
Yeah. So we went up there, took a tour, and then after that, we left. And
do you remember what time that would have been?
that we left?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Well, what time do you think you got to the museum?
Oh, God, I don't even remember.
Morning, afternoon, night?
She never can remember this stuff unless it's what she remembers from her life.
I think it was pretty, like, decent time in the morning. I bet you we got there at, like, 11 or so, because I remember it took us probably, like, an hour and a half to walk through it. I think it was...
Decent time in the morning is 6 a.m.
It's a small museum. And then after that, we were going to go to lunch in Boulder, and then we decided not to. And then we went to his house, and I dropped him off because I had picked him up to go to the museum. So I dropped him off at...
You're driving your 4Runner?
Her car should be on camera, which it... Do we see that from the cameras? And then we just went to his house. I dropped him off because I had picked him up from the museum. You're driving your 4Runner, which is the one that he had, what's it called? Rented.
Yeah, we drove my 4Runner all the time. I told you I was only in his vehicle one time, and I think it was like so he could go get gas or something. Like everything, all of these adventures were all done.
And to dinner at the Lucky Lucky Dog, because he had taken that car on Saturday, the day before or the night before the murders. So that's a lie in itself.
In my truck.
Okay.
So then we went to his house. And we were over there for a little while, but then I was just like, I don't really want to be here. So I left, and I left him there. He didn't go with me.
At his home?
Yeah, like I left him there.
Okay.
And I left by myself. And then...
Mom. Interesting. He tells me that he still wants a separation, but this time he states it's because he has never met anyone like me. Told him that I have been asked out on 2 dates since I had known him and that I didn't go on in either one and that I was stood up. Okay, so she's trying to push him into saying I got more dates. Told him that he took the respect and trust from a relationship because I felt like he was lying. Okay. And
the weekend of the 21st, and this is how you'll know if my dates are lined up. I would base it off of this date and work your way backwards. But like this weekend, I went to Bandimere Speedway with him, and I went and saw, I think it was called the Mopar Mile High Nationals. It might have been called Thunder on the Mountain. I don't know. It was the drag races, though. And it was Saturday the 21st. Okay. And we were there, like, the majority of the day. I think
Man, she was calling Jim a lot that day, too.
Out there, like, early afternoon.
Why?
And we were there till it ended, pretty much.
Was that late in the evening?
And this is not all the photos, because there were nude photos. Thank God we don't see those. But he would put them in his secret calculator so that Shanann could never see them.
Those things go pretty late. Like, it gets dark.
Okay. So you drove, did you pick him up again and then drive your truck? Or your 4Runner, right? It's a 4Runner? Drive your 4Runner?
I didn't pick him up. No, I didn't pick him up again because I never went back to his house. Like, he came to my house and then we carpooled.
Okay. So he drove to your house, you guys carpool down to the Mile High Nationals, and you stay the majority of the day. Is there anybody with you guys on any of these dates, or is it just you two?
It's just us.
We had attempted to have the SCX 4 times that. 4 times? Jesus! That sounds like a workout marathon that evening, and he seems mentally interested, but physically cannot perform. Oh, poor baby. And I'm being sarcastic when I say that. I asked him if what was bothering him had to do with the convo that occurred the previous weekend. Chris Watts said yes. Told me that initially he was mad that I had been asked out on dates. Oh, like you're cheating on your wife.
Okay. Did you have meals anywhere after you left there? Did you stop at any bars or anything?
Okay, so that day, I'm glad you brought that up. Prior to going to Vandermeer, we went to, what is the name of that little town? It's not Evergreen. It's like in between Lakewood and Morrison.
Morrison,
We went to
okay.
Morrison. And there's a patio bar there. I do not know what it is called. It's on top of an Italian pizza place. I think it's literally called like the Morrison Grill or Morrison Patio Bar, like something real simple. And we went, it's just like a rooftop bar.
And you went before the drag races?
Yeah.
Watts transferred images. Wow, what a dirtbag. Not found in Watts' phone. He sent messages to headed out to the track. Boo. I will text you when I get there. With no mention of this in his previous message to shanannwatts, likely provided a concordated reuse regarding his plans to visit the Speedway. Using his phone, Watts filmed assorted clips of dragsters at Bedmere. Throughout the time frame, Watts Googled on topics like top feeling dragster burnout and okay.
We went before the drag races.
Okay.
And we hung out, there probably for a while. I think we were there for a little while. We ate there, so that's where we got
So
food.
you ate lunch there?
Yeah, we did.
Okay.
Tacos.
Okay.
This is a really good bar, by the way.
Why?
Yeah, so we
She talks to this investigator like she's buddies with him. And first of all, why aren't they talking in person?
We did that, and then we went to Vandermeer, and then I don't know what we did after Vandermeer. I think we just went to my house. I'm almost positive. Like, I don't think we did anything after that, because it was pretty late.
Okay.
He Googled what now?
After that, because it was pretty late.
Googled Spanish dancing near me, red wine made Argentina, cheese fake. Shanannwatts called him on an 18-minute conversation. Man, they call a
Okay.
lot. She calls Jim a lot, too. Oh, is it Nichol Kessinger? Whoa, going a little too fast, hold on. Watts Googled clean eating restaurants near me, near Erie. Searched and the lazy dog. Chris Watts, T.S. Frowley. Man, so Kessinger Googled, man, I'm having an affair with, says he's leaving his wife. But I thought you said that they were separating. Oh. Watts transferred nude images, or a nude image of Kessinger into his application. Gross. Watts called Shanann and held a 5-minute video, or 5-minute talk. Sandy Rusek called Watts 12 different times, connecting occasion roughly 30 minutes. Shanann asked Watts if he was alive. Watts replied, tire light came on when I was leaving. King Spooters last night. Got the tires aired back up. Spent a lot of time looking for nothing in it. And his lies suck. You could have answered or texted back. True. Takes 2 seconds. Oh! Watts searched Victoria's Secret. Rashan realized this trip was missing in our relationship. It's only one-way emotions and feelings. I can't come back from this. I need you to meet me halfway. You don't consider others at all, nor think about others' feelings. He kind of doesn't. Or he pretty much doesn't. That he was so sorry and he loves her. Shanann responded, I tried to give you space, but while you are working and living the bachelor life, I am carrying our third and fighting out our 2 kids daily and trying to work and make money. It is not hard texting love you and miss you. If you don't mean it, then I get it. But we need to talk. I keep looking at my phone at night and no response from you. Like, seriously, we didn't just start dating yesterday. We've been together for 8 years and have 2.5 kids together. She's not wrong. But yet people think that Shanann's the problem. Oh, look, Chris Watts and Jim.
Hi.
Oh, gosh.
It's me. I miss your face. I was just...
For Chris to sit there and Google when it's okay to say I love you, that means he can't show emotions at all. You should be able to feel these emotions and so forth like that. 2 minutes late for call back. Ending his calls. Watts searched for sand dunes weather.
Calling to say hi.
Gross.
Call me back. Bye.
I wouldn't call you back. Google GIT. What's GIT? Let's Google for wine bottle openers.
And then on the weekend of July 28th.
Man, she calls Jim a lot. A lot. But there's no... Leave Jim alone, okay? Nichol and Chris went to the Great Sand Dunes National Monument in Almosa, Colorado. They drove to the location in Nichols' Toyota 4Runner, which is the vehicle that she had rented. They tent camped at Zapata Falls, an established campground, on the 28th. Nichol said they stopped at a local gas station near the Great Sand Dunes, purchased ice and firewood. Nichol and Chris said paid for the items, but she was uncertain if he used a gift card. Chris also rented sandboards, but it sounds like a woman that, why would you ask about gift cards when it shouldn't matter about what he's spending it on? But if she knew that the separation was happening, then would it not matter if they had gift cards or not? She knew way too much. Chris also rented the sandboards for the Great Sand Dunes. The only gas station near the Great Sand Dunes is the Oasis 400. When returning home from the Great Sand Dunes, Nichol's friend Charlotte asked her to go to the Renaissance Festival. Nichol had made an excuse why she could not go, as she was with Chris and did not want Charlotte to know. Nichol said that she and Chris stopped in Colorado Springs at BJ's. There's a lot of restaurant that they're going to where she said they didn't go out very much. They only went out once or twice, and this is showing to be a lot more than once or twice. They sat right to the door, and Chris paid for their meals with a gift card again. BJ's restaurant is located at this spot. Both then returned home.
8th through the 29th, we went to the sand dunes. We went to the Great Sand Dunes National Park.
Down in Alamosa?
Yes.
July 28th, 29th. Did you guys stay?
You mean a lot to me, and I'm glad you're having a blast, but yet you said that it wasn't very serious.
What did you say? I'm sorry.
Where did you stay?
Oh, we camped.
Okay.
Which he said he never camped. Are you kidding me? Everybody's gone camping at least once or twice in their life, right? Gross.
Let me ask you this. There was some attachments that when I was looking at some of your phone stuff today, although very limited, there's a man with a backpack.
Oh, it's Jim.
He's got a beard. he does not look like Chris to me in your photos. Do you know who I'm talking about?
Yeah, is he like a little heavier set?
Yeah, I'd say he's a little bit bigger.
Yes, that is my friend Jim. That is the one that I was with on the Monday and
Pillow Talk Rockies.
Tuesday of last week.
Okay.
Okay. While transferred an image of Kessinger to include a full nude selfie. Gross. But a lot of Jim again. But he was just a friend. Troy McCoy asked Watts if he was taking the following day off. Watts eventually responded, I'm working tomorrow. Immediately after shanannwatts told Watts, sorry you're so tired, but I haven't talked to you in 48 hours. I've had a hard weekend. Glad I have you to talk to. Continue the sarcasm, she added, if you care. She was fed up. She's pissed. I would be too. Watts replied, okay. Watts visited my prepaidcenter.com. Why? I am sorry I'm out of it tonight, Shanann reported. If you have been nice for my husband to show interest in how the girls and I are, the baby, I'm done with begging for you to talk. See you Tuesday. You're out of it from playing. Takes 2 seconds to write messages. She called a Hazelbrook sober living. She called she called Jim. She calls her mom. A creepy voicemail. Intermittent giggling.
Hi. It's me.
Who's Vivint?
Just call me back when you have a chance. Bye.
Watch search Google songs by Through the Roots, Down to Earth. Gross.
Okay. Did you see him the following weekend?
Love letters.
No, because he was out of town.
What? I love how your booty tastes and smells. Oh my gosh. But yet there are people out there that support Chris.
Okay. Do you know where he went?
Yeah, he went to North Carolina.
Do you remember the dates?
No, I want to say that he left on the 31st of July. I'm almost positive because we hung out the weekend prior at the sand dunes, and then he went to work on Monday, the 30th. I remember that. And then I think he left on Tuesday, the 31st of July. I think. And I don't remember when he got home.
A miscarriage. Kessinger responded to Watts telling her, I love you, with don't say that, and then go laid in bed next to another woman, referring to Shanann.
No, like I remember when he was in North Carolina and he was like trying to patch things up with his wife and he told me he loved me and I was like, don't say that to me. Like, please go try to fit. And I mean, and that might even be in the text too, where it's like, don't say those words to me and then go try to make peace with your wife and lay in bed with another woman. Like, just don't do that.
So he deleted Kessinger's contact from his phone. Watts told Shanann on the plane, love you, boo. Shanann called him immediately and held a 2-minute conversation. You never listened to me. She asked how much a day. Watts sent her a photo of the parking sign and advised 16. Shannon asked. Watts said that East Economy, $130 we can't spend at the beach. How to schedule a ride from both Lyft and Uber. He can't figure this out himself? Watts told Shanann that he had landed in Atlanta. Watts advised his connecting flight departed at 10:40. Watts received a calendar alert, flight to Bliss. Watts told Shanann that he landed in Russ. Okay.
And I was like, it's not that I don't appreciate what you're saying to me. It's like it just didn't sit right for me, you know.
No vomiting this pregnancy, but nauseous the last week. Shanann texts her friends about being sick Chris's first night in town, which he didn't touch her. Saying Chris rubbed my back in the first time in a month. When he was done, I sat up and I was lightheaded. Body felt this tingling, massive migraine. Yeah, because you gave him an oxy. Usually gets rid of migraines within 20 minutes. It just Whoa! Look at all those. Man, she had called him a lot. Oh. But yeah, he's just a good friend. 39 minutes. 3 minutes, 9 minutes, 6 minutes. A video photograph were taken of the children playing on the trampolines. Watts transferred this image into a secret applicator. I'm certain Chris Watts communicated far more with Kessinger than it reflected in his phone. Perhaps facilitated the secret calculator app. Watts transferred images of Kessinger into a secret phone again. Interesting. They don't. I didn't tell him not to text or call your daughter or on the birthday. I didn't tell him your mom isn't safe. They owe your kids their life. You can let them tell you what you want, but I didn't tell anyone to stop loving your kids or stop acting like it. He did that, not me. You can believe I created a dagger. I advocated and protected our children. I don't ever want to hear, I'm sorry I killed your kid because I was stupid. That would kill me. These kids are my world, and I have protected them from evil of this world. I shouldn't have to protect them from evil family. Our kids deserve the same love and attention the other kids get, nothing less. I'm not accepting I'm sorry from your mom because she doesn't mean it, and she knew what she was doing. There's nothing wrong with me, and I'm not crazy. I just love my kids way too much. Agreed. From the day I left, you never said I miss you before I said it. Something's changed when I left. You may be happier alone. That's fine. You can be alone. This pregnancy, you have failed to acknowledge it or to acknowledge how I'm feeling. The first trimester is the scariest and the most dangerous, yet we can lose this baby at any point till delivery. I'm not going to be treated this way for having the balls to protect our family and kids. I should get a gold blank medal for handling it the way I did, because I had a lot of choice words I wanted to say to her and your dad for his stupidity. No one stands up to your mom and your dad for that. He's just as guilty by not doing anything. I have nothing to do with him. Stop sharing memories of his grandkids. What does that have to do with me? They are blanking with our kids' feelings, and that I am not okay with. I am their mother, and I will protect them. I have enough to worry about with the world out there. I'm not going to worry about family. I will just remove it. I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I've done the same thing with my mother-in-law. She doesn't want to take my son in, so I also don't control what you do. If you want to go hang out with your parents today, by all means do so, but without us. Don't put it on me why we can't go. You are on your own. You are your own person. Watts replied to Shanann, for the first time, these kids mean the world to me and always will. Yes, my mom truly screwed up in a huge way. Chris is blaming the mother. More than a huge way, I don't know what I would have done if something happened to Cece, which believes me to believe that he didn't murder his kids. It was somebody else. These kiddos are the light of my life, and seeing their sweet, incredible smiles and playful makes me smile every day. I'm sorry for the way I've been acting. It's just been in my head. I haven't been right at all. Shanann responded with 2 messages to Watts. Yes, that I created this dagger between you and your dad, and that wasn't me. That was them. I protected our daughter from their stupidity. They created that you belong with them, thinking otherwise. I didn't tell your dad to remove himself from the kid's life. I did and do not deserve to be treated the way you have. I defend our daughter. She's not wrong. On August not going to be anywhere there's a chance I will run into your family. I'm not kidding, Christopher. I have a bad experience these last few days with my pregnancy, and I'm spotting. Could it be the oxy? Possibly. Just saying. I'm not dealing with it. Have your parents pick you up with the kids. Go down tonight and do what you need. Also concluded, I want kids to see Mama. I will make sure there is 0 chance anyone will see them. Screenshot of the quote, husband, stand up for your wife and protect her from the attacks that come from people close to you. Let your family and friends know that when it comes to your wife and marriage, there is a line that they cannot cross. If you have to take sides, then always take your wife's side. From the day you say I do, your wife displaces your parents, friends, and siblings apart from God. Your wife now occupies and assumes privilege, first place of honor in your life. Amen. Oftentimes, it requires that you lovingly stand up for your wife in front of your parents, especially our mother. Therefore, that God has joined together, let no mother, father, brother, sister, friend, or boss separate. That is true. Once you are married, that whole division is there. Like, you can still be around your family, but your wife is and your children are the main squeezes. Watch, search Google for the distance from the moon to the earth. For what? I'm not just saying because of the kids. They are my light, and
Hello.
Hi, Nikki. It's Kevin.
Hi.
How are you? Sorry,
Hello.
sorry for the delay. I got stuck in a meeting. Obviously, couldn't walk out. So I apologize for taking so long to get back to you.
It's okay.
You at least got a couple hours of sleep last night?
Yes.
You sound a little bit better than yesterday.
I feel a little bit better. Not much, but I feel like sitting down and just talking about all of that with everybody is like, it's helping.
Good.
after Kessinger told him she told her friends about him. Oh, so he was still trying to hide it. He was afraid Kessinger's friends would try to look him up on Facebook and would see his wife was pregnant. But she already knew. And Kessinger searched Google on topics, marrying your mistress. Shanann told Untoff and Cassie Rosenberg He said that we would not be compatible anymore. He refused to hug me. This was on the 8th. Said he thought another baby would fix his feelings. Said he refused couple counseling. But no, Chris is the victim, and so is Nichol Kessinger, not Shanann. The evidence is here in front of us, and yet they've done nothing.
Well, I think just keep that up, and again, if you need any, if I can put you in touch with somebody from Victim Advocate to whatever I can help you with, just call and ask.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to do that once we're done talking.
Okay, sure. I can get somebody in touch with you today. And you don't need to tell me about anything. We talked about that yesterday, but it might be something good for you to do, and I can make that happen today.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So what you texted me about 2 a.m. and said that you remembered some other information. What did you remember?
Like, just kind of odds and ends. And I'm sure there will be more as this goes on. I interacted with him so much that sometimes, like, I just have to stop and think about how much information that I have gotten from him.
I will meet up with you for the fire stick sometime tomorrow if that's cool. I think that's code word for something. I don't think it's... Why would you... Nah,
Over the last few months and the last week or so, and, you know, like I said, I never know what's true and what's not anymore,
Sure.
but I figured I'll just give you guys everything I have.
OMG, much better. We talked. He told me he loved me back. Still cold, but not as cold. He even kissed me before going to sleep in the basement, which is second kiss since picking me up from the airport.
And hopefully I don't have to keep calling you back with more, but no promises.
No, that's okay. Please do. Like I told you yesterday, anything that comes to mind that you think is important, I'd like to know. Because you know him better than anybody probably over the last 6 to 8 weeks. So that's anything that he said to you or anything that stands out to you as you're reflecting on all this kind of mess here is important for me to know.
Understood.
If Chris's phone automatically connects to his home wireless when it gets within range, where was Chris before he came home at 10:11 or 10 or 11:10 at night? Where the girls were with him? NK's phone logs don't show any calls between himself and Kessinger when he was with her during this time.
Couple things. So one, I went back and I tried to find whatever text you were talking about between my friend Charlotte and me with the eHarmony thing, and I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
I mean, her and I text so much though. So if you find it and you show it to me, let me know. But it's just I was on that site, but it was never worth a damn for me. So it wasn't really something that I ever discussed with her. However, so
What was that again?
if you find it and you show it to me, let me know. But
Chris Watts told me that he didn't have any extra money for a deposit on an apartment. I told him that the apartments nowadays were so expensive for rent that the damage deposit have to be fairly cheap. He said that every time he got paid, he just watched his bank account dwindle down. It's usually what happens. Said he wished he had a way to prevent his disposable income from being spent.
But it's just I was
He's a
on
family
that site,
man.
but it was never worth a damn for me. So it wasn't really something that I ever discussed with her. However, when I was going back through there, I did realize that I had offhandedly mentioned to her a little bit about Chris. I didn't tell her that I was
in anticipation for her evening with Watts on the 11th, spent 45 minutes searching topics on how to prepare for butt stuff and butt stuff guides. His progress to search at PH for interracial PV and three-way with what the fudge? This was by no means the only time she saw, so she did more. Gross.
how deep the rabbit hole went on that, I guess you could say, but it was kind of vague. And
So after her date, on the 11th as well, she Googled Chris Watts, Shanannwatts, Ronnie Watts, and the address. Interesting. Why would she be Googling the father of Chris? Barbie Key paid Kessinger, love you, Kessinger searched into topics like weird.
She was asking a lot of questions at that point, but it was just like, oh, you know what? I did say something to her.
You guys, I think I just looked at the
Okay, the day before the murders. Message contacted with a guy recently. Recently? Yeah, okay. Keeping it a secret. Dude loves to blank. Never met a man who does till now. I just, okay.
messages, and there was some like little bit of conversation regarding, yeah, he's got kids. There was some conversations about some sexual related stuff, and that was about it. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Good thing, I think. He's all about his kids. Feels like every dude I meet has kids these days. Because you're not finding the single ones! You're looking after the husbands.
Yeah, that's it. But I mean, I did mention it to her. And honestly, we've talked since then, and I haven't even mentioned him. And that girl's so wrapped up in everything that's going on in her life. Like, I don't even think she realizes what's going on in the news.
Okay.
I don't even think she's going to connect the dots. Like, I would be surprised. Like, I honestly am convinced that if I don't say a word about it, I bet you she won't even bring him.
I have whip checks from Survey 629. I'm going to go straight out there from my house in the morning. I will look at 319 as well and run the 1129 if you want.
Okay.
And even if she did, if I was just like, yeah, he's not around anymore in my life, like, I don't even think, I'm not concerned about her.
Okay. And the only...
You can't buy the scrolls. Dude, the Dead Sea Scrolls are something of my oldest, most important writing in the world. Nice, that sounds like a good time. I haven't seen IMAX in a while. It sounds like you're having a fun day with the folks. I'm still at a birthday party. Kids are soaking from water balloons. Watch Circle or did the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Again, the only...
All right, sounds good, man. I appreciate it. I think I'll have a couple conies left out there. I'll let you know about the morning. Let me know if you can find anything at 319. If not, we may pressure test that BP line. Shan asked, honey, kids in bed, and asked for pictures. Bella just back in bed. They must be... Okay.
The only concern I had there is there seemed like there was some conversation about a boyfriend, and it doesn't seem like... So you were actually talking to her about Chris, not a boyfriend.
Yeah, I went back through those texts. I'm like, what is he talking about?
But no, NK always said that they weren't very serious, but yet I'm hooked. Been pounding fruit and had a whole jar of asparagus. He didn't smoke any barbecue this time. He did have hot dogs, so I did the fruit and veggies.
I don't see anything about eHarmony. I mean, and if it's in there, maybe it is, and I just missed it. But
okay.
It's like, no, I don't know. I don't know.
It's not all that important. It's not all that important, so we can move past that.
But still, what about Jim?
On Monday night, so a couple things. I told you he had like texted me, and then at the end of the night, he had called, or I had called. I think he called me, but either way, we were on the phone with each other.
So Shanann's phone connected to the Wi-Fi in the house. Wait, no. Connected to the Wi-Fi provided by South Airlines at 12:51. Shanann told Cassie they had landed. This is the last outgoing communication found on Shanann's phone, so it was the last phone call that she made. Watts' phone logged the Vivint alert of Shanann's entry into their home. At the same moment, the Vivint video monitor captured Shanann as she walked into the home and entered. Untoff was captured backing out of the driveway, which was Nichol Kessinger, I do believe. So between 0148 and 0423, there was no movement detected on the main floor of the home. That's a big window right there. That shows us that she was not... Okay, I can't say that she wasn't murdered during that time, but no movement was on the main floor. So everybody was upstairs at that time. And then at 2:01, in a group text, we are home. Shanann's phone activity and otherwise dormant until 7:40 when Watts sent the device stage message pretending not to know where she was at.
And like who part of them.
So he had to have had the phone because he was out at Survey 319 at this time.
Point when we were on the phone, he was like, do you want to FaceTime? And I remember I was laying in bed, and I was just like, you know what? Okay, let me turn on the light. And I remember I turned on the light, and we FaceTimed. And when we FaceTimed, he didn't really say much. Like, it was almost kind of awkward. I don't even know why I didn't think of this earlier, but it was very short too. It was super brief. And
like,
I remember
what's short?
Watts responded with 2 messages to Roberts. Okay, I'm at Survey 319. Where you going first? So he wanted to see how much time he had. Roberts answered DPC State, and Watts replied with a thumbs up emoji.
What
is short? Like a couple of minutes or 30 minutes?
Oh no, I thought it was only probably like less than 5 minutes. I think it was only like a couple of minutes.
Okay.
And I think we were like talking a little bit, but he was laying down on a mattress that didn't have any sheets on it. And I was like, okay.
So he sent the same picture of this to Nichol and Roberts? If you take the kids somewhere, please let me know where they are at. Yeah, okay.
So I was thinking like, well, maybe he's in bed. I don't know what's up. But I remember asking him like, where's your sheets, you know? And he's like, oh, I washed them.
Roberts
and then
asked Watts 10:40 or 10:04, how's it look? Watts replied, fresh. LOL. McNeil called Watts and held a 2-minute conversation. Roberts asked, is it a lot? Responded by sending the image.
This is the part I don't remember if this sentence right here came in this FaceTime conversation or if it came in a phone conversation prior to the FaceTime conversation, but regardless, this next sentence came on Monday night, and I'm so sorry that I cannot, always remember chronological every little detail.
That's okay, it's understandable.
There's so much. But I remember he was saying that he was cleaning the house to try to keep busy, to take his mind off of things. And this was on the phone. And it was kind of late when he was doing it. And, I didn't honestly think that much about it.
Internet for Groupon to include the company's contact information. Hey bro, Cassie asked me if I've heard anything from Shanann.
It was kind of late when he was doing it. And, I didn't honestly think that much about it originally because that man is always cleaning. He's a very, very, organized, meticulous, clean individual. He's the type of guy that will, vacuum his whole house one week, and if there's rooms that don't get used, he'd vacuum again the next week just because it's, part of his routine.
Okay.
So the fact that he's cleaning to kill time and take his mind off things did not seem like a super red flag to me. Because I was like, okay, well that's what he does. He just on his days off, he organizes his basement or he cleans his garage. It's what he does.
Okay.
And so anyways, so that didn't seem at all the norm for me. But something that just kind of dawned on me last night as he made the comment directly after that. He said, I had to wash the kids' sheets. He was like, they smell. And I was thinking about that last night, and I'm like, this man keeps that house so clean. That's the cleanest house I've ever seen. And I'm like, this man keeps that house so clean. Why would his kids' sheets smell bad?
And you think this was Monday night? What time do you think it was Monday night?
Oh God, I don't even know. I almost wish you guys would show me my phone records.
So I'm gonna read off your phone calls for Monday and Tuesday, starting.
No, it's on Monday.
Okay,
just
so
tell me on Monday night.
Monday night, you guys had. We talked about a phone call yesterday, but you guys had a phone call Monday night. It looks like he called you. It was 48 minutes and 57 seconds. It was at 9:48 p.m. that he called you. So that would take us to about 10:35, And then there's another call
He's
on
deleting
Monday.
messages.
It's for 51 minutes and 25 seconds, it looks like. I'm not sure, looking at this, who called who, but it looks like you called him, and that was at 11:09 p.m. That lasted 51 minutes, so that takes us to midnight. And then there's another phone call where he called.
How would she know this? Kessinger called Watts and held a 51-minute conversation at 23:09, which is 11:09. But then Chris tells me that his home alarm system, he didn't say it to her. His home camera showing him leaving at 5:15.
You, so we're now into midnight, Tuesday morning. It's a 30-minute phone call that lasts until 12:38 a.m.
So when he was at work, somebody had messed with the door at 9:10. People were blaming Nicole Atkinson's son for this, which I don't believe.
After 12:38 a.m., there's a 2-minute and 44-second phone call that that starts at 1:12 a.m. It's 2 minutes and 44 seconds. So.
Yeah, so I would almost, this is just me, but I would go get my text messages with him from that night, and I would sync them up to that time frame, because there was texting in between that. So I think what happened is he called me on that first call, and then there's that gap between the first call and the second call. In that gap, that was when we FaceTimed for a few minutes, and that was when I got up out of bed because I was just having trouble sleeping, and I went and did laundry. That's what I did. I went and I just put some clothes in the dryer, and then I think I called him back, and then we continued to talk. So that little gap right there between those two big phone calls at the very beginning of the night,
yes.
I mean, not the very beginning of the night, but the big ones at the first two. So in between that gap, there's
4 hours Googling the internet for Watts, news outlets, and new accounts of shenanigans.
Beginning of the night, but the big ones at the first two. So in between that gap, there's a quick FaceTime.
So do you think that 2-minute and 44-second is the FaceTime?
I'll delete it.
The one at the very end.
Yeah. Well, so there's.
I don't even think the FaceTime's on there, because the FaceTime occurred in between those two big phone calls. That I do know.
Okay.
Why would you delete these if you were looking into Shanann?
It was one big phone call, and then there should have been a FaceTime, and in the FaceTime short, it's only a few minutes, and then there's probably just a few more minutes. That's probably.
So there's a few more calls on Tuesday. So 1:12 is the 2-minute and 44-second call. That lasts till approximately 1:14, and then there's a long gap until 1:50. So another 45 or 35 minutes, and then there's a 7-minute phone call. That phone call lasts till 1:58 a.m., and then there's a 10-second phone call at 2:07 a.m., followed by. I think he calls you and maybe leaves a voicemail or something, or you don't pick up. So there's a 10-second call, and then directly after that, there's a 10-minute and 24-second phone call.
Okay, so I'm talking about the two at the very beginning of
the two long
really
ones.
Long ones.
And is that when he's talking about the kids?
Yes,
sheets?
with the sheet. Okay, so yes. I will help you line this up. I almost want to just come in there and drop and drag all of my texts to where they were going.
And you know what? We may meet and do that here coming early next week.
Yeah, well, all those phone calls at the very end of the night, that was me freaking out. If you look at my texts, a lot of that was I can't sleep, I'm really scared, where's your family? That was me freaking out, and him calling to try to reassure me, or me calling him please talk to me, I'm super scared, where's your family? Those little ones at the very end of the night are me not being able to sleep and trying to get him to talk to me about and just making sure everything was okay. So those real late ones, and that's why they're all kind of sporadic, because I'd be up for an hour and then I'd fall asleep for 15 minutes.
So what are all these blue ones here?
and then I would like wake up and start stressing again and try to call him back. Like, so that's why there are all these like little sporadic ones throughout the end of the night. But those two big ones.
Never wrote him again.
So yesterday we talked about Tuesday was mainly text messages regarding your confrontation about his wife being pregnant.
Yeah.
Is that accurate?
It is, and I mean, I guess those phone calls were on Tuesday morning, but for me, it was still Monday night. So when I was talking to you guys last night, that's how I referred to it, because I hadn't like gone to bed yet.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. No, that makes sense to me. Okay. So.
Okay. So I guess those technically were on Tuesday, but according to my daily sleep schedule, that was still my Monday night.
Right. So the last phone call.
See, this was before Kessinger came forward on her own, because Kessinger found out that Anna Darko had called to CBI and FPD about the whole relationship. So Nichol Kessinger never came forth at her own volition. It was because she knew Anna Darko said some crap, and she wanted to get her name crossed off as an accomplice with Chris.
With him on Monday, well, it basically starts into Tuesday. It takes you all the way to Tuesday. It actually ends like basically at midnight on Monday, August 31st. So his wife gets home sometime at about 2 o'clock on that morning. So
no, she got home on Sunday.
Pardon me, Sunday. She got home on Sunday. So did you ever talk to him late on Sunday night?
Geez, she called Jim a lot.
No, we were on the phone, but I mean, I had to let him go and get up and go to work.
That was the 9 to 11 call that it was like a 2-hour phone call we talked about yesterday.
So she Googles this whole thing, but she's innocent.
On Sunday night from 9 p.m. to 11.
And that would have been the last time that I talked to him until the work day on Monday.
And that's when he texted you at like 3:45.
No, we talked during work. Remember I told you he like randomly texted me throughout the day at work, but it was just like bullshit conversation. Okay. It wasn't like anything.
No substance. Okay. So the most important thing that you've said here is this Monday night phone call, he doesn't have any sheets on the bed. And he said his children's sheets were smelly.
They smelled.
Okay.
Yeah. So let's get back to that, because I feel like you and me are kind of getting off track.
Yep.
So go to that first long phone call on Monday night. I think when he told me that. I don't think he told me that in the FaceTime text. I mean, in the FaceTime conversation. I think he told me that in the first conversation, where he was like, "Their sheets smell," and I remember thinking to myself, like, why? Like, you keep such a clean house. Like, why would your kids' sheets stink? And like, it just didn't really click.
Did you confront him? Why they?
What's up?
Did you confront him why the sheets smelled, or did you inquire why?
No. I didn't even ask.
Do you know his? I mean, his children were quite young, and I think one of them was still in diapers. Would have that been a potential reason? You know, that one of them had an accident, or did it seem like that's not what he was talking about?
I don't know. I mean, he didn't elaborate.
Okay.
He was just like, I mean, like I said, he always cleans the house, but even if his kids were to be in diapers and like have accidents, like, I just feel like the man keeps his house so clean, and she does too. They both must have to like coexist in a house that clean. But like, I just don't see anything in that house like smelling.
Okay. All right.
So that was why I brought that up, because I was like, whoa. Okay.
Very important. Thanks for remembering that.
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm really trying to help you guys. I need you guys to help me too. Like,
yes,
we'll do this as a team, but just don't.
So
fucking let me down, please.
The reason why we can't, like, I did think about this yesterday, that I would like to sit down with you once we have your text messages and the phone calls, and we can put them in some type of easily looking, that we can sit down and look at them and compare them, and we can kind of get the context of how everything was going that night. I would like to do that with you. Unfortunately, so the download that we got yesterday is going to take multiple days to be analyzed. I probably won't have it back till next week. And then because you guys did have so many text messages, one of my analysts is working on getting those in order. So we can put something together where we can actually sit down and discuss it. But I do think that's something that I want to do in the near future, sometime probably next week.
I mean, I can do that. I don't mind giving you guys my time. I just need you guys to, like, help me with my employer and try to just help me brace for this media thing and just try to...
So I think your personal mental health is the #1 issue. So let me help you with that and get a victim advocate to call you. And you can address...
After Chris was out of the picture, she was up Jim but a lot.
Questions of employment with them. I think they're better suited to answer those questions than I am.
Holy moly!
So I would ask you to direct questions to them. If they can't answer them, I'll try to help you as best as I can. I think you have a personal decision to make on what you want to do with your employer. I think you're kind of backed into a corner.
Man, this has opened my eyes a lot when it comes to this. Manufactured member, holy mother of pearl. So with that being said, guys, comment your guys' thoughts down below. Let me know what you guys think when it comes to these calls between friend timelines and so forth like that. If you guys want me to do more of these kind of videos of the chronology, of the murders, definitely let me know. That's what the comments are for. Hit the like button for the obvious reasons to find. Hopefully, we'll find that one day justice of Nichol Kessinger being actually investigated the right way, because the evidence is there. There's so much there, and yet they did nothing. And yet we're the ones that are the cuckoo ones. We're playing witch hunts. We're playing junior detectives. The evidence is there, man, and you did nothing with it. Again, thank you guys for watching. Please take care, be safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys in the next video.